goes. Now, one of the guys that I've always looked up to in the 20 odd years I've been going to Las Vegas. I don't look up to a lot of people really, which is why I don't have that many friends in the media, to be honest with you, because I don't think I paid enough respect when I was younger. But this guy I certainly did. He wrote a great book, but it's just his constant quality as a journalist that really attracts me to him, and he's done a great job. He wrote The Four Kings, which was a stunning book published by Mainstream, same people that published my novel, and it sold really well. He's now put together a little book. It's a lovely little book. It's called The Fighter Still Remains, which of course is a line from the Simon and Garfunkel song, The Boxer. Okay, yeah, it's got an intro by Taj Mahal, the blues performer or singer. It celebrates boxing in poetry and song from Ali to Zevon. I am, of course, talking about George Kimball, who I believe is in Chicago for Don King's extravaganza, Ukraine's Kotelnik against Devon Alexander of the world. George, are you there?
That's close, Steve. I'm actually in St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis, okay. Is it in St. Louis? Sorry, yeah, sorry about that. I'm confused. Why do I keep saying it's in Chicago? I don't know. George, first of all, just give me a little bit of background. How's that show warming up? It's an odd one, a Ukrainian. I didn't think the Americans liked those Eastern Europeans.
Well, I think he's being served up as the entree for Devon Alexander's homecoming here.
Yeah, good.
He's defending his titles for the first time in St. Louis, and I think his trainer, a guy well, Kevin Cunningham.
Yeah.
I think what he loves most about this show is that his former protege Corey Spinks is also in a title fight on the card that's not even part of the HBO telecast.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
how the mighty have fallen.
How the mighty have fallen, and that's what they like. George, this little book, I love this book, The Fighter Still Remains. Before we go any further, how can people buy this little booklet?
Well, from that side of the pond, I think the easiest way to do it is through Amazon.com, because for a number of reasons, it's not really stocked in UK bookstores.
Yeah, I found that out.
In part because it was difficult enough just to get the U.S. publishing rights for some of these. Some of the songs were quite difficult to get rights for, but it can be purchased through Amazon, and I would say that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'd say that's so. Now, some of the things inside, obviously, the Zevon song "Boom Boom Mancini," which I like, but the thing I really like is your epic poem stroke song, which is just fighters' nicknames. How many of them are there in that piece?
I've never counted them.
It's beautiful.
But it was funny. Tom Paxton and I, we hit on this idea. Our mutual friend Dave Van Ronk once composed a song that consisted entirely of New Jersey town names, and we said, well, if Dave can do that and do such a great job with it, just think of all the colorful boxing nicknames we got. So we spun that off, and Tom just wrote kind of a talking blues riff behind it.
Oh, and it works an absolute treat. Now, I've got an email in from Brendan in Lurgan, Northern Ireland. We've got to keep this brief. He says, briefly, George, your thoughts on Golden Boy's recent hiccup problems in New York. You've got to keep it clean and keep it brief, Georgie, because I've seen the piece.
Well, I'm at this point sort of under solicitor's orders not to talk much further about it. But
don't say a word then, George. Don't get in trouble.
Beyond the fact that we can state the obvious, which is that Golden Boy was suspended for violation of the Muhammad Ali Act by New York State in conjunction with the Amir Khan card in New York. And that they were subsequently reinstated after they submitted the missing contracts and paid a $10,000 fine, and then they sent out an announcement of their paying the $10,000 fine.
Yep.
And under the headline "Golden Boy clears its name."
I saw that, yeah. which is hey, that. Listen, top spin wise, I'd be proud of that if I was spinning it. Listen, we best both be careful. So the book's called "The Fighter Still Remains." If you go onto Amazon, you'll be able to find it. It's full of some absolute gems. And George, and in fact, George, listen, that's about all I can do. George Kimball from St. Louis talking to us tonight. Enjoy your fight of the weekend, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon, Steve.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Des.
Bye-bye.
That was George Kimball.